Good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we will continue with our series LRDI Basics. And this is part 29 of this series. So, today we'll be looking at a set which is going to be matrix based. Matrix is basically a table, but in that we put in the values depending upon what is first given. We strike it out the values that should not be present there. So we sometimes use ticks and crosses if we have more of negation statements. For example, if it says that A doesn't like X or Y, so within the columns of X or Y, we are going to put cross over there. Okay. If the statement is not of that sort, if everything is kind of definite, we will go ahead and write down the values as such. So basically, there is not much difference between table and matrix because every table looks like a matrix, right? But the way of approach is going to be different and the number of parameters kind of decided. Okay. So without wasting any time, let's begin. But before that, I would like to inform you guys about the ACE-CAT 2025 session by Ms. Sujata Shirsagar. She is an alumnus of IIM Bangalore, and she is going to conduct a session exclusively for female aspirants. The session is going to be conducted on 1st of February at 7 p.m. She is going to talk about how female or women, they are given priority in MBA in MBA colleges, and how they are given gender diversity points in B schools. She's also going to give you tips and trips to ace the exam and post exam the PDP, PIs and everything, and how MBA is actually very advantageous for girls. So any woman who is watching this, please make sure that you attend this session day after tomorrow. It will be very helpful for you. So the set is, in a state called Mancosia, the top 5 cities are Muki, Puka, Zoid, Fuza, and Kazu. So that's 5 cities, M, P, Z, F, and K. Each of these cities has one of the major rivers amongst them flowing through it. There is exactly one big hotel amongst these on the banks of each of these rivers. There are 5 friends who were looking for a job change, got their interview scheduled in different cities of this city. All of them drove to their respective cities in their own cars, which included these cars, to the hotels where the interviews were scheduled. And the following conditions were also known. So what we do basically is we start with counting the number of parameters that are required in order to understand how many columns are required, how many rows are required, that is going to be identified using which is the primary column and so on. So the number of parameters over here. So the first one is called cities, right? Then we have got rivers, and the rivers are along the banks of these cities. And then there are hotels, which are along the banks of these rivers. And then we have got 5 friends, and then we have got cars. So basically we have 5 parameters here. Now, out of these 5 parameters, which parameters should we fill already? Normally, the norm is, or normally people think that, what, we should write down the names of the friends, Sujata, Ajita, Ranjita, Kavita, Parinita. But that's not true. The primary column, or the column that we are supposed to fill already, is going to be the one where additional statements put more emphasis on, or the parameter that is more talked about. So basically, if I write down the column's name as cities, rivers, hotels, friends, and cars, any of these 5 parameters can be our primary column. Okay. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more will be there because there are 5 of them, right? Okay. So which one to fill already? Cities, rivers, hotels, which one? So we will read the additional statements. Donu flows on the banks of this. Kavita visits Fuza. Ajit's interviews are scheduled in this. while H star is not on the bank of this. Parinita, who went to a hotel that was on the bank of this, she did not come in the ambassador car. The hotel H star is in Kazu and was visited by Ranjita, who did not come in Fiat. Minu, which is not in Muki, has K star on its banks, which was visited by Sujata in a BMW. The one who visited a hotel that was on the banks of Chinook came in I-20. The one who came to Kia had her interview scheduled at Easter. So basically, it's the name that we see that is talked most about. And basically, if you look at the names, all the five people have been talked about here. So we will put down the name of the friends first of all. So it's going to be Sujata, Ajita, Ranjita, Kavita, and Parinita. And according to that, we will fill up the matrix or this particular table. Okay. Now, before we begin, before we solve this, we should be prepared as to will this entire table or the matrix be filled completely, or is it like there are going to be some missing values around. That thing we can know just by looking at the questions and the options. So the first question is whose interview is scheduled. We have three definite ones, and then one option is none of the above, so we have to be careful here. Second question is something, and then we have four definite options. Third one is something, and then one of the statements is all the statements are false. That means we will get to know all of that. Fourth one is a sub question, and one of the options is cannot be determined. So we have to be careful in this. So basically, out of these four questions, second and third, they are definitely doable. They are going to be, whatever you are going to get the data, it's going to be complete. From first and fourth, we may or we may not get it, right? So we are going to be careful here. So I would like you guys to go ahead and solve this. I'll give you guys 5 to 7 minutes for this. Fine? Chalo. Let's begin. Let's see how many of you are able to do this. And this is basically an easy moderate set. This is not a difficult one. It's moderate because there are so many parameters. You have to fill in 25 values, 5 by 5. It's easy because the statements are kind of straightforward, and we were very easily were able to figure out which one is the primary parameter. Right? Start. If you're done with the arrangement, you can let me know in the chat. I will show you the questions if you have already not taken the screenshot. Okay, so looks like you guys are struggling a bit. So let's solve. So we have got 5 friends. We have got Sujata, Ajita, Ranjita, Kavita, and Parinita. Okay. The cities are these, rivers are these, hotels are these, and cars are these 5. Right? We'll strike out every time one particular parameter is taken care of. Dono flows on the banks of Joyd. We have no idea about it. While Kavita visits Fusa. So Kavita visits Fusa. So the city is done. Fusa is done. Ajita's interview was scheduled in Esther. So, sorry, not Esther, it's Easter. So Ajita's interview was scheduled in Easter, while H star is not on the bank of Chino. So basically, we have taken care of this. We have taken care of this. So H star is also done. Okay. Parinita, who went to a hotel that was on the banks of Kino. So Parinita, who went to a hotel that was on the banks of Kino. Now, we already know that uh, mm, okay, it says Etra is not on the bank of Chino, so very rhyming one. On the banks of Kino, so Kino is a river, so Parinita goes there, right? Did not visit L star, so L should not be written over here. She did not come in an ambassador car, so ambassador should also not come in that row. Okay. Fine. The hotel H star is in Kaju. So this cannot be H star. H star can be one of these three and was visited by Ranjita. So we have got H star here and this is in Kazu. So city is going to be Kazu. So Kazu is done. Uh, H star, sorry, E star and H star. Sorry, mistakenly I have striked out H before. And was visited by Ranjita, who did not come in Fiat. So she did not come in Fiat. H star is not on the bank of Chinu from the previous second point. So we cannot have Chinu here as well. So this is also taken care of. Okay. Donu flows on the banks of Zoid. So we cannot have, in the case of Parinita, we cannot have Donu. Sorry, river is Donu, right? So basically we cannot have in Parinita. This cannot be Donu. So Donu is going to be one from Sujata or Ajita so that we can have the city Zoid over here. Okay. Which one is it going to be? We have no idea as of now. Okay. Next is Minu, which is not in Mukhi. Now Minu is a river, right? Which is not in Mukhi, has K star on its banks. So basically what we have to do is we have to fill that Minu is a river which is not in Mukhi, has K star. Now, Minu K star can only go in the case of Sujata or it can go here. Okay, these are the only two places where we can put it because for Ajita, E star is already present, right? So Minu, which is not in Mukhi, has K star on its banks, which was visited by Sujata in a BMW. So we now know that Sujata rides BMW, right? Has K star on its bank. So BMW is taken care of. K star is taken care of. We have got Minu over here. And this is not going to be Mukhi. So Minu is taken care of. K star is taken care of. So we can erase this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 items have been striked out. Okay, so we're done with the fifth statement completely. We are done with the fourth statement completely. Okay. Now, Parinita did not, let's look at the hotel, right? Parinita did not go to a hotel and visit L star, right? Which was an L star. So if L cannot come here, so obviously L will come here. So we are done with L star. So that means this is going to be P star. So we are done with all the hotel ratings. Okay. Now this is done. Next is first statement. Donu flows on the banks of Zoid, right? So Zoid is basically a city, and then we have Donu as a river. So we are supposed to put in Zoid, and we are supposed to put Donu over here. Now, Zoid and Donu cannot go for Sujata. It can go for Ajita. It cannot go for Ranjita. It cannot go for Kavita. It cannot go for Parinita because either one of the two columns, they're already filled. So the only place this Zoid and Donu combination can go is going to be Zoid here. And we are going to have Donu over here. Now, this cannot be Mukhi, right? Minu, which is not in Mukhi. So if Minu is not in Mukhi, if this cannot be Mukhi, so Parinita ke liye this is going to be Mukhi. So we are done with Donu. We are done with Mukhi. The last city left is Puka, which will go for Sujata. Now, if you look at river, Chinu cannot come in the for Ranjita. So Chinu has to come someplace. So that's the only place where it is left for Kavita. So Chinu comes in. So the leftover river Ponu will go here. Okay. So everything is done. except for the cars. The one who visited a hotel that was on the banks of Chinu came in I-20. So this is going to be I-20, right? The one who came to Kia had an interview scheduled at E-Star. So E-Star pay, this is going to be Kia. So we are done with I-20. We are done with Kia as well. We are done with Puka, Zoid. सारे cover हो चुके हैं. Now we are left with Ambassador and Fiat. Now Fiat cannot go for Ranjita, so Fiat will come here and Ambassador will come here. So basically, the moment in a particular column out of 5 cells in this example, in this set, the moment 4 are done, you're good to go. Or when even if 3 is done, and one of the cells tells us that you cannot have this particular value, so obviously the leftover, the 5th value will go there. Okay, so everything was definite. We were able to figure out each and every cell, which means we will be able to answer all the 4 questions in a jiffy. Whose interview was scheduled in P star? So if you look at P star, it was Parinita, or we can say the one who came in Fiat, right? E star is in the banks of which river? E star is on the banks of River Donu. Option A again. Which of the following statements is correct about Kavita? She visited Puka. So Kavita visited Puka. No, she did not. Came in Ambassador car. No, she did not. She came in I-20. Interview was scheduled in a hotel that was on the banks of Chino. Yes, Kavita, Chino. So D becomes our answer. Who came in the Fiat car? In the Fiat car, it was Parinita. So that's going to be option B. Right? Not a difficult one. So basically, once the matrix is complete or the table is complete, it becomes easy. Until then, it was moderate because we had to take care of 5 parameters. So people who have joined right now, so there is going to be a session by Ms. Sujata Shirsagar. She is I'm Bangalore alumnus. She is going to take a session exclusively for female aspirants, which is ASCAT 2025. She is going to discuss the gender diversity points, MBA advantage for girls, and she's going to discuss some personalized tips and strategy for you. The session date is 1st of February. The timing is 7 p.m. So please make sure that you do not miss out on this. As a woman candidate, it will be very much beneficial because almost all the IIMs, they give you higher gender diversity points if you are a woman, right? In case if you guys have any question, any query, feel free to ask right now, or you can later on ask in the comment. I'll reply. Thank you for joining. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you again with another session. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.